Welcome to Dumo Plays. Uh, just an update on the channel since there's a lot going on in the world and a lot going on the channel. So let's kick this off with some really great news. A little while ago, the channel hit 600 subscribers, and I'm quite thrilled by that, actually. I'm very, very happy. Thank you guys so much. 500 to 600 subs was quite the grind for me, so very, very thrilled to actually reach the milestone and have surpassed it a little bit to the point where I'm actually comfortable making a video and saying thank you for it, and not expecting people to come in and be like, oh, why are you thanking for 600 when you're not there yet? So thank you. Big thanks to Kazoo and Monster Matt for the raids that comfortably got me over the 600 mark. Thank you. Thanks, James Clark. You've rated me again recently as well. Katathy and just everyone in the community. The YouTube community is fantastic. A bunch of amazing people that I've met and opportunities I've had to be on other channels and just talk about games and play games with people. So I just thank you. As for the community, thank you so much. You guys are great. The community is why I started the channel and why I continue to do the channel. It means a lot to me. All the new faces, the old faces, everyone that's reached out and talked and been there and watched things. Like just thank you, thank you. So yeah, moving on. The rest of the video, we're gonna go on what's going on with my life at the moment, and then we're going to get into some content specific stuff. So to start, if I sound tired, it's because I am. It's almost 2:30 in the morning, and I just finished streaming, and I should be in bed, but I've already recorded this once, and it's already gone out of date, so I need to get this done, and I think you guys deserve it, and again, just thank you. The other thing is I do have some notes beside me, so I might be looking at them every now and again because I get tongue-tied, and then, of course, I forget what I'm going to say. So anyways, to start, we all know what the big news in the world is today because it is literally the only thing that seems to be going on in the world today. My wife and I are both considered essential workers. My wife actually works in the hospital in the operating rooms. So we are both working full time, and she actually is working more than she was previous, and to make matters worse, she is also working nights and days as well, which screws up a lot of things. So I can't stream on nights that she works nights because I have to be able to respond to my kids if anything comes up. That's basically the main thing. Meanwhile, I wear headphones that are really good at cutting off the sound around me. It doesn't bode so well for parenting. So, unfortunately, I can't really stream. I can, however, play games still, and I do still play games with the community. And I may end up recording some of it, just because I can always cut off a recording and come back to it later. Playing games with friends, they're pretty understanding. We have a pretty wonderful group in the community, and yeah, I can always step away if need be, and they understand. Whereas in a stream, it's not as easy to walk away for 30 minutes to an hour in the middle of a stream. So yeah, I kind of can't. So meanwhile, I tend to sleep less when I'm streaming, hence being tired. And that doesn't go well when you're trying to stay healthy. So some nights I have to just not stream so I can get a good night's sleep. That happened again recently, and unfortunately that is going to continue happening because I have to make sure I take care of my health, because if I get sick, my wife gets sick, and then no one's working, and then we have no income, and unfortunately that's just the way it works. It is stressful. It is difficult. Not gonna lie, it's very, very stressful right now, but if we weren't working, it'd be incredibly stressful in another direction. So we have to be thankful that at least we still have our full income coming in, and possibly even like a bit more. So very thankful for that at least. But again, it's stressful and scary times, especially when we're talking about a hospital and working in a large environment such as I do. So it is what it is, but we're trying to do the best we can to get through it. Of course, my kids are home. They're out of school. It sounds like they are hoping to have them be able to start school again in September. So they're basically out of school for the year. Them being home cuts out opportunities to do stuff during the day, which I had while they were in school. Unfortunately, again, parenting kind of takes priority. So, uh, parenting over channel. Sorry, guys, but it is what it is. It's got to be that way. And yeah, so that's more attempts at making content that are just kind of getting cut. But that's how things are going right now. So yeah, if you guys are wondering what's going on with the content and why I'm not trying to take advantage of everyone being on quarantine, needing stuff to watch, that's the reasoning. It's taking care of my kids and trying to stay healthy for as long as I can. So we're trying. Now, as for content on the channel, seeing as I have less time, I need to be more focused and prioritize the games more. I want to get back to focusing on the games that I built the channel around, which means a greater return of Splatoon content. I have a couple ideas, a couple guides that are bouncing around that I'm starting to work on. And once they're out, I'm going to be sharing it places like Reddit. And I'm going to try to attract more players so that hopefully we can reinvigorate the Splatoon community around the channel and on the Discord. And hopefully we'll be able to get back into running the Splatoon with you series. And if you don't know what that one was, it was private battles doing ranked modes with viewers, and it was a lot of fun. I really loved it until we weren't getting enough people. The problem is I'm not a fan of Turf War, and there's not really much interest of me playing ranked, so gonna have to make some changes and gonna have to try to attract new people. Hopefully with some guides. So that is something we are going to be working on. If you have any ideas or have any questions or topics you want me to go over, just let me know, and I will see what I can do to cover those as topics and cover them as best I can. If I don't feel at least fairly comfortable with a certain topic, I probably won't be covering it. If it's going to be anything like really, really advanced, probably best I leave it to far more advanced players than myself to cover those topics. But mid-level stuff I can cover. Some things that more advanced ideas I can cover, things like that. And you'll get an idea of it as this stuff kind of comes out. So feel free to ask. The worst that can happen is I say I'm not comfortable covering it. Maybe it's a weapon or something that I'm terrible with, like I don't know, dynamo. And either I'll work hard on it or I just won't be able to cover it. And so it's either one of those. Meanwhile, I'm also going to be running some League with friends from Discord, and possibly I'm still looking to see if I can find a team to at least scrim with, and if I do, some of that's probably going to get either recorded or streamed. We'll see how it goes. With that said, if it is live and there are other people in voice chat, I will do my absolute best to keep things family friendly, especially as far as like curse words and whatnot. Those will be the ones that'll be the hardest to keep family friendly. Slip ups do happen, especially live, especially while emotions run high. I make mistakes. Other people haven't practiced as much as I have. So slip ups can happen. So just be warned, if there's more than myself in voice chat, it's more likely to have slip ups happen, but I will have people try their best not to. And if it happens to be in a video, I'll just beep it out or remove it or whatever has to happen to keep things family friendly. And I will be doing my absolute best to keep the content the way you know it and remember it. And I'll be trying my best. But mistakes can happen, and I have to understand. Everyone has to understand that live things can happen. I think I'm pretty good at keeping my language in check, so it'll just be other people, and if it starts to become a problem, they just won't be invited back. But at the time, again, things can happen. If it's a concern, if there's more than myself in voice chat, again, it might not be the night to watch. But hopefully we'll be able to keep everything nice and clean for you, and there won't be any problems. Now, another series that I simply cannot live without is Monster Hunter. There are events going on in Monster Hunter right now on the channel, not the game itself, but we the hunters are running some events, and I'm going to be attempting my first ever montage video. That editing will begin once we are done our run through the Hellblade Glavenus set of hunts. We have number 5 and then the EX left to do, and then I will be trying to edit that into a montage, and we'll see how that goes. I'm actually very excited for it, so if you see it, please keep in mind that I put a bunch of energy into it, and if you could just give it a little watch and maybe let me know what you think, that would be absolutely wonderful and very helpful. I know it's not as popular on the channel as other games, but it's something I'm very passionate about, and so I do want to keep covering it. Same with Splatoon, I do want to keep covering it. Very, very passionate about it. Still play it a lot. So that's kind of where we're going with that. As things go forward, if things have to get cut or moved around, it might end up being Monster Hunter. Not fully cut, but if I'm not streaming a game, there's a good chance that it might be Monster Hunter that doesn't get streamed, whereas I'll play it with the hunters and possibly record and try to put out some videos for it. It's just going to be possibly a change in content and just more more options in content. So that's where we're going to be going with that. I will still be streaming it. It's just if things have to be moved around in a certain week because I'm out of time, that might be one that gets pushed back and gets done in a video or something. Speaking of moving things around, I'm going to cover a third game on the channel, and that game's going to vary from time to time and even go away at times. For the time being, it's Animal Crossing. I'm playing a ton of Animal Crossing. I'm playing with my daughter. I'm really, really enjoying the game. I want to share my island and share the game with the community, and there's a lot of talk in the community about the game right now. We even have a turnip price area on the Discord where someone is even plotting out the turnip prices in a spreadsheet to give us all a greater understanding, so we might be able to make it rich. But that's where the focus is right now, as far as a third game. Later on in the year, when we start getting the Pokemon DLCs, we'll shift focus back to Pokemon to get those covered. Because I really love Pokemon. It's another series that I absolutely love. However, as far as Pokemon goes, I was trying to cover some ranked battles and stuff like that on the channel, but there isn't really much interest, and it is incredibly time consuming. So those are going to get dropped. I would love to get better at Pokemon battles, but unfortunately, it's just time consuming, and there's not a ton of interest for it on the channel. So I'm going to put my focus to getting better and better at games towards the Splatoon community, and also just grinding away in Monster Hunter. But I will still be playing the Pokemon games. I will cover as much of them as I can. It's just the battles will be going away for now. Other than that, I don't really have any other games planned for the channel. Uh, there's not really anything with release dates right now. So if Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles ever gets dated and released, I'll be covering that at some point in time. I really want to go back and finish up the story for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. And if you guys are on the fence for getting that game, it's fantastic. A ton of fun and so many characters to play. It is really good. But again, I got to prioritize things. So if I get a chance, I'll try to run through what's left of that story. But outside of that, and possibly Crystal Chronicles coming in the future, there's not really anything else planned for the channel. I will shift focus to Monster Hunter and Splatoon, and actually trying to get out some videos for Pokemon in a series called What's in a Pokemon. There's only 2 videos so far, and the series is basically looking at real world inspiration of Pokemon, their design, their moves, their abilities, their lore, stuff like that. I find that stuff really interesting, and I read that stuff fairly often anyways, and research that stuff. So I'll be trying to do those, especially as I get more time. I really love that series. I love the idea of it. I love doing the research and making the videos. So I'm going to be trying to do more of those. But again, it's going to be as time comes up, especially now, since at the moment it's really just me trying to stay healthy and keep up with my kids and my job. Well, things are very difficult. The last topic I want to talk about today, I may try covering some gaming news topics from time to time. It's stuff I keep up with usually anyways, and just share with you guys, share opinions, possibly look at checking out directs and just doing a quick recap and sharing my thoughts and things that stood out to me. Again, I'm watching all this stuff anyways and keeping up with it anyways, so it's just a matter of sharing it. It's not incredibly difficult content for me to make. It's informative, and to be perfectly honest, I really enjoy talking about that kind of stuff. Hence why I go on podcast. Shout out to Kazoo and Andres Restart for inviting me to their podcast and letting me talk, because it's very therapeutic for me. So it's something I'm going to try to cover a little bit more on the channel, just more for fun, and hopefully to keep you guys a little bit up to date. And if anything big happens in the gaming world, I might weigh in on it with my opinion. So if you see any of those, let me know your opinion on that and just kind of how that's going. But even if it's not popular, I may keep doing it just because therapeutic. Yeah, we kind of need that at this point in time. So that's all I have to say at this point in time. Feel free to contact me in the comment section on Discord or on Twitter if you have any questions or thoughts or anything. In the meantime, stay safe, wash your hands, get a good night's sleep, and try to remember this is really hard on everyone. We all got to try to do our best to get through this together. And a little bit of understanding of the stress and the pressures that are going on right now, it does go a long ways. So yeah, let's just try to work together on this one. Have a good one, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye.